future cooperation between Taiwan and ASEAN and India in the field of digital technologies and next generation technologies. It is a new area that can open up new opportunities for both Taiwan and your respective. I'd like to take this opportunity to invite our distinguished guests to briefly on the investment environment and business climate in your respective countries.
我们在危机中还是要想危机后的怎么来继续发展。新南向、新东协、新商机的这个很好的一个主题。我可以肯定的，越南现在政府就下大决心，把这个疫情当作敌人来打的，要决心要打好。这一阵呢，本月就要控制了，就要控制疫情，然后慢慢一步一步来开放恢复正常了。越南还是希望台商来。刚才黄董也提这个数位转型，也是我们的大力推动。我看现在很多台商也慢慢转型，所以商机转型、数位转型的商机很大。而且现在我们也鼓励那个绿色经济、新能源等等，很多包括不只是硬体，而且软体也很强的。尤其是半导体，现在是晶片了，晶片台商台湾是现在这个很亮，所以我们非常希望能台商跟我们东协、印度形成一个生产链价值链，一下子就可以把我们的台湾跟东协、印度连在一起，这是我最大的希望。
We have been conducting a review of our economic plans going forward. Some of the things that we are looking closely with Taiwan going forward, one is digital economy development and cooperation. Second thing, which maybe doesn't come so naturally to many people, is we are looking at developing of agricultural technology. We want to increase the food production in Singapore to about 30% of supply for ourselves. And this, in Singapore, we have very limited space and for traditional farming. So the only way we can do this is to go into high-tech farming. And here is one area that I think Taiwan has a number of companies that are involved in this area. We are happy to work with you. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about, because Taiwan is a very strong economy in terms of manufacturing, a lot of people have a misconception that Singapore is a mainly services industry. In fact, it is the government's policy from the very beginning to maintain manufacturing at 20% of our GDP. So last year, we announced this plan, this policy, to increase the manufacturing sector in Singapore by 50% over the next 10 years. So there is a lot of opportunities for our friends in Taiwan, particularly those in the manufacturing sector. But of course, we are not the same as many other our friends in ASEAN. We cannot compete on the basis of low production costs. So we are competing on the basis of high value add and innovation. One of them, I think Chairman Huang had mentioned, is Global Foundries has announced earlier this year that they have actually broken ground. They started construction of a new semiconductor manufacturing plant in Singapore at the investment value about $4 billion US dollars. And we expect this facility to begin operations by January of 2023. But I want to also touch briefly on, as I said, about how we are working with partners to increase the presence in Southeast Asia. In 2015, ASEAN had announced the establishment of ASEAN Economic Community. And this is meant to enhance the attractiveness of ASEAN as a whole in terms of a single market and a single production base. So I hope that our Taiwanese friends will work with us to explore this opportunity. For Singapore, we have partnership with a number of entities and local governments and central governments of Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia to build a number of industrial parks. And we welcome our Taiwanese friends to come and partner with us to explore the opportunities.
Firstly, I want to reiterate again what is our primary objective of Malaysia investment policy, which we have placed over the past 20 years, which is to position Malaysia as a hub for R&D, high technology industries and global services. Firstly, we would like to increase economic complexity, where we want more foreign companies like Taiwan to set up operations in Malaysia that produce high value-added products and services. And second, we want to create more high-value jobs for our graduates and talents in Malaysia. For your information, we have more than 11,000 Malaysian students now in Taiwan, studying in a range of fields in various universities in Taiwan. And the third thing is Malaysia would like to integrate our local companies into global value chain. And fourthly, we hope that our Malaysia local companies can grow their businesses and eventually become a multinational company on their own. It is our hope that this Malaysian company would also eventually invest in overseas like Taiwan. And the fifth, we are also looking at new technologies or cluster of technologies. And I believe that Taiwan has a competitive edge in digital technologies, artificial technologies, IoT, big data, and etc. in various economic sectors. Therefore, we look forward to having collaborations with Taiwan companies. I want to highlight is what are the advantages and the incentives that we offer. Like other countries worldwide, Malaysia has also rolled out a huge financial aid to assist affected businesses and tackle the economic impact. Firstly, income tax rate of 0% up to 10% for the first 10 years and 10% for the subsequent period of 10 years to manufacturers of pharmaceutical products, including vaccines. And second, a 10% income tax rate for a period of 5 years and renewable for another 5 years for global trading centers. And thirdly, an extension of the principal hub, industrialized building system components, manufacturing and shipbuilding and ship repairing industry incentive application period. And lastly, special tax rate to selected manufacturing and high technology services companies that relocate their businesses or undertake new investment in Malaysia. We have also, to facilitate timely implementation for all our investment projects, we also established the Project Acceleration and Coordination Unit and also an investment Malaysia portal online, which is to help our businesses and investors to accelerate necessary approvals for manufacturing license, incentive and also exemptions of custom duties. And last but not least, let me assure you that Malaysia remains committed to maintain a business-friendly environment for investments and business growth. Thank you.
I may say that no matter the size of Taiwan economy, Taiwan will be more and more important for ASEAN and especially for Indonesia. And Taiwan will be a big hope also for especially for Indonesia. You know, besides our so-called traditional sector like the labor-intensive sector, the footwear industries, the apparel garments industries, we also have received many investment of metal industries and automotive industries. But the government hope that in the future there will be more and more technology-oriented companies. Like we have Pegatron already in Indonesia and also in Infineon, and we have prepared some special region for this kind of investment. With, of course, we have prepared the more progressive incentives, like the negotiable land price, and maybe can be the free rental for 5 until 7 years. Yeah. It's also happy to inform you that we have improved in terms of global talent competitiveness index. We were in rank 90 in 2015. Now we are in the rank of 65. Yeah. So yeah, we are racing with other, of course, with other Asian countries and also with India. We're also very happy to inform you that we already launched a new so-called Omnibus Law. It is a squeezing of more than 70 laws into just one law. It means simplification of the procedures, simplification of licensing, and so on. I just want to mention once again, we have now 15 special economic zone, so and 4 free trade zone, and 118 industrial estates, 1,660 bonded zone, and 91 bonded logistic center. And we also will offer you the 10 new Bali for the investment in Indonesia in the tourism sector.
As nations respond to the needs brought about by the pandemic, the Philippines has set aside strategies on health and economic measures by setting up policies focused to recover and rebuild the economy while maintaining health and safety protocols. We hope to pursue new activities and investment opportunities supported by enabling policies and key reforms such as the corporate recovery and tax incentives for enterprises, or the CREATE law, which brings down corporate income tax from 30% to 25%. Consistent with the industry-led priority sectors for trade and investment collaboration, we would like to express our interest to pursue collaboration on relevant priority areas, which include manufacturing activities and electronics and automotive, including e-vehicles. As you are aware, electronics remain to be our bread and butter for trade and investments, and we look forward to strengthening further investments in the supply chain of the electronics industry ecosystem. The Philippines have a robust talent pool, and IT BPM is the biggest job generator in the Philippines, contributing to 1.23 million direct jobs and 4 million indirect jobs. IT BPM is the leading sector in the Philippines, and we have noted also that Taiwan has a very good content market, and we would like to explore areas for collaboration such as design services, development of content in film, animation, game development, and software development, and talent pool development, among others. On infrastructure, we are also looking opportunities for construction of smart cities. There's also plenty of potentials for supply chain and logistics. We look at energy and renewables to support new energy requirements. We also look at digital economy, e-commerce, and support to MSMEs, the micro, small, and medium enterprises, which serve as one of the significant backbones with strong potentials in the Philippine economy, and we would like to pursue investment opportunities that will help them open pathways to develop MSMEs to become more significant players in supply chains to support manufacturing activities. As Taiwan aims to enhance cooperation and exchange between countries in Southeast Asia under the new southbound policy, we look forward to collaborating with the stakeholders and key industry players and work on the introductions to help realize the potentials of businesses and make it happen in the Philippines.
I think it is important for people to realize that the fact that India is a $3 trillion economy doesn't convey the full picture. Being a large economy, we are a big consuming market. and also a good production base. And our consumption is rising faster than our GDP is rising. So if you are planning to sell in India, of course it is a very good market. But if you are planning to produce in India, again the base of production is so good and so diverse that no matter whether you are a big business, a small and medium enterprise, or even a startup, you will find good opportunities to grow your business in India. Apart from that, I would say that demography, India's demography is a huge appeal to all foreign investors today because among all countries, India is the only large country which has such a huge demographic dividend, and it goes all the way up to 2055. Now, in terms of geography, again something that I think it would be good to put in perspective with ASEAN. I mean, we are very well connected with ASEAN and the East, but because of our geography, we are also very well connected with the growing regions of South Asia. Definitely, that's our home. Now, coming to micro issues, which are company level issues, the cost, India ranks as one of the lowest cost economies today in terms of production, factors of production. And tax, again, is one of the lowest in the whole Indo-Pacific region. Startups, again, something that Chairman Huang also mentioned about the growth of Indian startups and Indian unicorns. So we have about 60,000 startups today registered, and every day you will find one or two startups now joining the ranks of unicorns. Now, in terms of policy, the government of India has been focused on removing the bottlenecks and many of the old bottlenecks in terms of land, in terms of taxation, in terms of infrastructure are now becoming a thing of the past. During this pandemic, of course, we have taken many new steps to attract businesses, both local as well as global, through incentives like the production-linked incentives, allowing for duty-free import for things that you produce in India to export out. Then we have also allowed for 100% capital expenditure deduction in certain industries. So these are some of the steps that we have taken. So obviously this has also resulted in a large inflow of FDI. So last year we had about 10% rise in FDI figure, and this figure has been growing every year. The good thing about it to know for Taiwanese businesses is that the average size of FDI into India is still very low, about 50 million. That shows that we are still open to small businesses coming in, which is not the case in many other countries. So if the small medium enterprises of Taiwan, which are a very big number, want to come to India, they will receive a very warm welcome.